Welcome to Drum Department, Andertons.
I'm Colin.
I'm Rob.
And today we're going to do a sound like Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater. What's our budget?
2.5
Oh, no! Please pay here. Right, so this is
basically
going to be a tricky one.
The price of his bass drums is what we've got for his entire setup.
Well, that's ridiculous, because he's like top-end Tama, maybe it's Star Classic or something like that. And
We're going to have fun. Let's do it.
Right, okay, so let's maybe bottom shelf it.
Shelf it?
We're going to shelf it? Well, apparently puberty is an issue today. So what we're going to try and do, we need to combine two kits then. That's the only thing we really can do.
I was thinking that.
So like 3 up, 2 down, even a sexy little gong drum or something if we can do that, but probably not.
You need a double pedal as well, right?
I do, yeah, but it's not fast, so it could literally be anything.
Cool.
So
right.
P400 or anything Mapex would be fine.
Fine.
So, well, okay, well, should we start looking at some kits? I mean, we've still got the export here, but I don't know whether we've got.
That comes with
two of those.
hardware, but 680 quid times twice is half the budget already.
I mean,
we need more budget for cymbals.
I mean, yeah, we'll probably need about £1.5 for cymbals if we can.
I think it'd be funny if we did that DW and that Natal, but the DW is half the budget on its own.
Mix match, yeah. This is like about
1,200,
like beautiful kit. But again, it's a little 16 bass drum, man, and he's obviously using 22s, so we need the punch.
You call out some kits. I'm going to check on the till what other ones we have down the warehouse.
Okay, wicked idea.
Because we could,
Well, should we have a little
do
Luke? I mean,
if we had, we could do two road shows.
I mean, 2 road shows
Two
is great.
Natals.
I mean, we did a road show for Lars Ulrich though.
Two
The
stage.
cymbals were
I'm
terrible.
just thinking of budget. 2 ridings. Let's see what.
I mean, 2
other...
ridings would be sick. I mean, the ridings are great for their budget. I mean, you heard that in the Taylor Hawkins one as well, which sounded great. I mean, again, Tama is going too high. Absolutely lush kits. I mean, it would be great to kind of stick with his brand, but it's going to be so difficult to try and get the kind of setup, because I kind of practiced it with a 3 up, 2 down, and we're only going to use a single bass drum. So we've got a sexy little Natal here. That's not tuned at all, but I think as soon as that kind of comes up. So, okay, so
2 of
cymbals.
those would have to come back to it because we're going to have to get it out from the warehouse and build it. So
That's fine.
So over at Cymbal Alley, we're
Our favourite place.
Obviously he's a Sabian artist.
And he has literally one of every cymbal. So it's
His setup is the range.
It's this. Yeah.
So but he
got,
uses what? A couple of Chinas.
Well, I think he's got like
Loads
3
of
or 4
stacks
Chinas,
and
depending on which
splashes.
setup you're looking at. I mean, you've got 3 or 4 Chinas. You've literally got about 9 crashes, and then that's the entire budget. As
2 hands, right?
Well, this is it. Yeah. But okay, the main thing is I've done like a simplified setup. And I'm also doing the Dance of Eternity with my fondness of James LeBrie, which is the track that is an instrumental track, so it should be wicked. But 2 crashes, stack, hats, ride, China. So again, I mean, 6 cymbals. We need to kind of keep it as low as possible. So I mean, that's a pretty nice one. There's a lush 22 because he actually uses a 22. So that's got amazing articulation, but I have a feeling it's just going to be too much money.
If you look at, because we've sort of looked at various versions of his kit.
Yeah.
That like acrylic one that's got 1 million bass drums and he has 2 thrones at it. We're going to ignore that one.
Well, of course.
We're basically going.
Physically can't do it.
We're going old school and we're going to do like the sort of purpley Tama
It's kind
era.
of based off, I think it's his kit called the Big Elf, which he did it for a kind of a side project, but
So
we'll be able to mimic it.
He had a lot of AAXs on that, didn't he? So
A lot
bright
of AXs,
cymbals.
HH, he loves his HH, and he's got about 1 million stacks as well, because he's got his like signature Portnoy stack. But
With stacks, obviously we can use the new
Zildjian ones will be
ones,
great
yeah.
for it. Yeah, I think just a mix and match of brands is going to have to happen. So that could be an absolutely on point choice.
That's a really nice
That
cymbal.
sounds amazing. The frequencies are just a little bit
Hit
too
that
high
again.
patch. So again,
Really nice bright cymbal.
Uses the same thing. Okay, I think we found our first crash. So
All right, keep that
you
on.
want to grab that? So I need my right hand crash. I also need to
China? I mean,
ride China.
big old.
I mean, the holy Chinas are amazing, but they're so overpowering. Because see what I mean? Like already tinnitus hero. I mean, they're unbelievable, but I think they're going to overpower the whole setup. So
how big a China do you need? Are you riding on it or are you just accenting on it?
I'm not going to be riding on the China. No, it's just a little bit of.
So we could have a
some of the
smaller
time
one?
changes. A little bit smaller, but you do need the wash because I think his is an HH20 or an HHX. I can't remember, but like it's still got that kind of attack. Well, let's go a bit along. I mean, again, we've got a beautiful China here, but again,
You can't be trusted with them.
Thanks, babes. Let's look at some rides then instead.
What about second hand? Do we need anything?
That's a good
It's looking
shout,
a bit
Sparrow.
better. There's some hi-hats there.
I mean, he actually uses, I mean, these are about 1 million years old.
what even are
But
they?
they're Avidas. Oh, there you go. So these are newbies. So these are going to be incredibly similar.
So someone's obviously played the top a lot and the bottom is
they're
still
in-
fairly new.
And I like their little sweat marks around the corners as well. They're kind of
lovely
crusty
second
parts. Can I
hand.
hold just one of those? Just have a little listen. I mean, oh, hello. I mean, those are going to, that's going to really help our budget because, you know, we can spend about 350, 400 quid on a decent set.
Go on,
So I
then.
can grab those.
Keep them.
Absolutely spot on.
So we need one more crash.
One more crash.
Ride.
China, stack. But we kind of already know what we're going to do with the stack. It's just size.
These are probably all too expensive.
I mean, that's the
Any-
driest thing I think I've ever heard. I mean, that's nice.
It's Big Brother down here is even drier.
I mean, we're not doing a jazz quartet today, unfortunately. Maybe one day. I mean, again, the problem is these are all
China?
Oh my God. I mean, that is beautiful, but again, it's going to be
Too much money.
200 or 300 quid. So we'll try and keep that budget low.
There aren't any.
I think we need to move on. I mean, these are absolutely beautiful pasties. So, I mean, we've got some of the cheaper Chinas, but I kind of want to spend a little bit more because the tinniness isn't the best thing in the world.
Well, China would go Dream then, because there's a couple of nice
hang on.
Dreams.
I think we found quite. I mean, it is bright red. This is a 22-900 red. You've got the beautiful stick articulation, same size as what he's using.
That bell is actually
Beautiful.
cut through.
Yeah, man. All right, I think we've got another one.
I'm
You're
gonna
going to be all right with that.
Run out of
There you
arms
go,
soon.
Poppets. Okay, so we're halfway there. So we need another crash, China, and then we need our stack. So if I weasel my way through these apartment, this is Luke, hello. Let's have a look.
I'm actually going to bail and put these down.
I mean, the
because they're getting
dream's
heavy.
always perfect for. I'm going to say hello, mate. The dream's always perfect because you can get that top end sound, but at quite a nice little budget. So we've got a vintage crash, but if you can see how this is more kind of a jazzier cymbal, it's a lot lower. But the bow is so flat, so I don't know if it's going to quite get the attack that we need. An 18 crash rides won the Bliss series. I actually have one of these rides myself. Fast ride. So again, we've got the nice fat attack. It's going to be beautiful for those riding sections. So, Sparrow, second crash done. So the stack that we're kind of looking at is the 10 FX stack by Zildjian. Super, super fast, but you do have the option, and you've got a little mount in there to actually make it a little set of hats at the same time, which that's what I'm going to do. So that's super, super
These are
stacky.
also really affordable, so that helps
It's
our
about
budget.
100 quid, 110 quid, so absolutely spot on. I'm going to just chuck that back in the box
Put it back
before
in
I
the box.
throw it on the floor. Almost forgot our China there. So as we're over by the Zildjian, I'm already spotting a K, which would be amazing. But that is like
That's like a third of our
perfect.
symbol budget.
But that's literally 350 maybe. It's just too much muns. I mean, we could cheat and do an EFX, but I kind of don't really want to do that. I mean, we need the.
What about the S family EFX? How does that sound?
I mean, not actually that bad, but that is too crashy. Whereas the EFX has got, you know, the
that's
lack
actually-
of kind of body on the cymbal has that even faster reaction. But probably a little bit too gongy for my liking. We're running out of options. So there is the Dream Pang. Is that a 22? Look at.
That's the most crazy symbol.
I mean, this might be too overpowering. What do you reckon?
I mean,
So I think our only two options are this and the Holy China. So this is going to be cheaper though, and it's only for.
that's quite dark, but actually it doesn't sound terrible.
I'll leave it up to you. What would you like to do?
Uh,
You don't care. Cool.
well, no,
okay.
I don't know what we've got left of the budget, so that's going to help budget more.
All right. Well, let's go to the side, and obviously we can change our mind if we want to.
Because we have got to
I mean, but
leave.
look at that. That's amazing.
We have got to leave 50 quid in reserve.
Oh yes, we do have another cheeky little surprise in true Mike Portnoy fashion, but we'll get there in a minute. We've got cymbals sorted and we've got the kit sorted.
We have to pull the
so
kit out from the warehouse, so
it's
that'll
fine, it's
happen.
fine. Yeah, so we're at 1,900 quid flat with all of that. So that leaves us 600 quid for a double pedal.
Yeah, you need to pick which one. So Mapex.
Mapex,
something.
I mean, I was going to do a P400, but I think with an extra 30 quid, I've got a bit more solid. It's a Mapex Mars. So
P600.
double
Cool.
pedal, they're actually pretty slick for the money, so they're wicked.
And they're what, 140?
137.
Cool.
I believe. So, what we just need hardware. So,
Yeah, so we'll sort some
we've got a
towel.
hardware pack. That should be fine. And then we need our secret 50 quid.
Yeah, you
for
need to
our-
leave 50 quid for that.
Cool. I think we're all good. Yeah.
I'm actually quite intrigued to hear this one.
I'm
sound
excited. And we've got another surprise as well, but we'll get to that. Right. Should we go to the studio?
You've got to do this all in one take now.
Cheers, mate. And cheers, Mike Portnoy, for doing Dance for Eternity. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
So thanks again for joining us this week on Sounds Like, which obviously it was Mike Portnoy. I think $2,500 was used spot-only. Spot-only, apparently.
Once it was set up, we both just sort of went, how is this $2,500?
It sounded great.
It was a lot of...
really... I was most worried about the drums, to be honest. Like, I thought they were going to...
But it was a lot of setup. It looked like a rig and it played and was comfy, do you know what I mean? So we did
Set that little 8. I hate 8-inch tom.
We did use the 18 bass drum, because obviously we have two shell packs here. We used it just to hold the 8 and mainly as an aesthetics thing.
It's like an ornament.
It was an ornamental bass drum, which...
It did give the kit that like wicked look.
Yeah,
that kind of authenticity, as it were.
In reality, some of the double bass drum kits you see on stadiums are using double pedals anyway.
Yeah.
Joey Jordan used to use a double pedal
It's
with
a
two
lot
kits.
easier, isn't it? I think the mate from Dragon Force does the same thing as well.
So we were just following the curve.
Should we talk about the Hello Kitty?
This was...
It was actually better than I thought it would. It's not. A strict purchase from a certain distributor beginning with A.
Yeah, another massive internet retailer, but we pay our tax bill, so
yes, we do.
That's where we do.
Well, you know.
But the concept and the idea were like, we've just got to make it last as long as he did, but actually...
But I broke it in like 20 seconds, which actually added to it. To be fair, sticking it on a snare stand was so much easier. But sitting on this little stool, like, I'm sure I'm going to be crippled in the morning, so it's too much.
But going back to the real gear,
of course,
the shells we managed to tune fairly well, but the snare drums...
we actually, especially that didn't actually sound very good when I hit it there.
That's because I've taken all the moonshine off.
Kind of dropped as well because I was absolutely smashing it.
But the snares, for the sounds we were going for, a Timbali's left main snare.
Massively cranked by yourself, and it definitely did have that kind of almost like Octoban kind of style, which he does use.
What you can tell when you use a more affordable drum kit is some of the quality. Like, we had to retune it. I mean, you did.
It's the
you
lugs.
played for what, 40 minutes?
Well,
maybe?
this is it. Yeah, maybe.
And we had to retune it twice, so it is.
It's just slightly cheaper lugs and things like that. They are going to dip, especially if you hit hard. You know, the rims will drop, and the lugs nearest to where you're kind of rim shotting always happens.
Yeah, so we did have to sort of tweak it mid filming, which we don't usually do. But cymbals were pretty cool.
Cymbals as well. I'm most impressed. But I mean, we had a couple of kind of mid to top end stuff, and the pang was great. Maybe a tiny bit overpowering.
Yeah, it's not my favourite cymbal.
The ride I was impressed with, because only 145 quid. And obviously it's one of the red 900s, but you know, spot on, and that kept our budget.
Nice.
Yeah, kept our budget nice and low.
Stack obviously did what it said on the tin.
They're amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. And the bass drum beater, which I had to play with my heel like this, which to be fair, it was so much fun as well.
But this was quite a well asked for drummer, and he was one of your sort of earlier influences, wasn't he?
Exactly.
With the 2/4
It's the
bass
two.
drum.
It's the 2 on the hands, 2 on the feet, and 4 on the hands. Similar kind of Joey vibes as well.
But it was a very numerical number system he uses, isn't it? So
it's more the trying to remember all the parts rather than kind of like, obviously it is technically hard, but it wasn't the parts specifically. It's just it's like a counting game.
It's
you've
just
got bar
6
7,
minutes
6,
of
7,
counting.
19, 16, blah, 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 and it's just trying to go this bit and trying to link it was a nightmare. But no, I think, well, hopefully did all right.
Just comment below and tell us.
Exactly. And obviously he's very renowned for spitting on stage. So I had my little T-shirt made, which I was quite proud of.
That was the...
And apparently Petrucci, I don't know if this is true, but he had to put a plastic guard on his cab because he would just flob all over his cab.
That's so mean.
It's so rough, isn't it?
So,
but Mike Portnoy, you're my hero. yeah, great guy.
you are actually my hero for making this sound anywhere near.
I don't know how he played it, especially the Rain in Blood and stuff. You know, he's done one on a Pokemon kit as well. Maybe that's our next.
Okay, maybe.
Purchase.
Well, I want to see if we can get real. Like, if I can get a 6-inch Remo.
Look at the head, though. I'm surprised I didn't surprised I didn't go through it, though, to be fair. But there, what a bad
Just
boy.
Bit of a laugh.
Yeah, man.
It was all in the budget. We used the stock heads. It was our first attempt at quite a big setup for a budget.
For a big drummer as well.
Yeah.
And it worked really nicely.
It worked, so hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks again for joining us. As always, like and subscribe, comment if there's anything else that you want us to do in terms of drummers. I've been Colin.
I've been Rob.
And we'll see you next time. Oh God. You got any tape? Have you got a stamp?